Welcome to the Vale
Matters
podcast, brought to you by Evesham Noticeboard Group.
We will explore topics from local politics and economy to education and events dedicated to Evesham, Pershore and Broadway.
We will also feature stories from everyday people to learn about their experiences and get a better understanding of how our community is changing.
So join us.
Let's talk about the things that matter in the Vale.
Hello and welcome to our 14th episode of the Vale Matters podcast. And today I'm really lucky and really pleased to be joined by Evesham U3A. Their motto is learn, laugh and live, which I love. It sounds great. I'm here with the, a programme coordinator, Cath Cox, the programme coordinator, and Ali Edwards, who's their web manager. Hi. And hi guys.
Hi,
Hello.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming today, and especially on this rainy day. It's a registered charity, and it started in 2001. But I'm going to let these guys tell us a little bit more about it, about what Evesham U3A is, because I think it's important that we all know in Evesham and our community about these fantastic groups that provide social meetings and a forum for people of all ages and interests. So, but before we do that, before we delve deeper into what Evesham U3A is, we're going to do some quickfire questions. Okay. Cath looks nervous.
You didn't tell us about this.
No. So every guest we do this to, don't worry, it's not just you guys, and we always do this one as a test to see how much of an Evesham person you are.
I'm going to fail.
So, is it asparagus, Cath, or cabbage?
Asparagus.
That's a winner. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Ali,
Always
asparagus.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's asparagus, I must say. So, if you could swap places with any fictional character, who would it be? And that's a one out of the blue, isn't it? That's the first time we've asked that one as well.
Character. Blimey.
Okay, so for complete escapism, I read Jack Reacher novels. So
Oh, that's a good one.
maybe I'd go around saving the world.
Yeah, he's action, isn't it? That's it. That sounds fun.
I'm really stumped with this one.
It is a question at the blue, so don't worry. If we want, we can go to the next question. It could be from a movie as well. It doesn't have to be from a book. It could be from a film or a TV show.
You should see Cass's face.
I'm really,
Well,
really
could it be
stumped.
someone from a choir?
Probably a singer.
A singer, yeah.
Would be, because I'm quite jealous of people with this. I just went to see Miss Saigon the other night.
Oh, wow.
The 25th anniversary one, and I was blown away with the Leah Salonga. It was just fabulous.
Really?
Yeah, so, and I saw her in the original production, so probably somebody like that with
Wow.
a fantastic voice, yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. So we can talk more about your choir singing
yes, okay.
as well. So if you could choose an era and from music, would you choose 60s, 70s or 80s? Or if you don't like any of those, tell me which one you would like.
It would be the 70s for me.
70s with the flares.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the 80s, just because I loved all the ska and two-tone and that stuff.
Yeah, no, I think 80s would be mine as well, but it is tough because I like the 60s as well.
Yes. Like the New Seekers and that sort of...
Yeah.
That's my era, really.
Yeah, that's the 70s.
Yes.
Excellent. So if you could give a shout out, could you give a shout out to another charity locally, an Evesham-based charity that you know of? It could be
Helping Hands.
Helping
Right,
Hands,
yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the food bank?
Yes, and yes, they're based at Erster Green in the Lighthouse.
Oh, that's
Just
it, yeah,
over the
Caring
Lighthouse.
Hands,
That-
yes.
Yes, Caring Hands, sorry,
Yes,
Caring Hands.
yeah.
Yes, that's a great local
Yeah.
charity.
Yeah, that is, I agree.
And I would say I'm going to get the name wrong, but Evesham welcomes refugees.
Yes. Yes, they've got a shop in the shopping centre.
I think so, yes. And they do a lot of actual work with the children of refugees and teaching refugees who are in the town for very short time sometimes.
Yeah, they do amazing work. They actually won an award through Love Evesham Awards last year.
Excellent.
And but they were nominated by the public and won an award for their amazing work that they do. It is great, and they're on Facebook as well if anyone would like to know more about them or Caring Hands. So the last one is a pick. So we know that we're going to learn more about the groups that you do with the Evesham U3A. But if you could pick 3 of your top favourite interest groups from U3A.
Well, really, the ones that I'm
Yeah.
the Singing for Pleasure group, obviously,
Yeah.
and the walking group, which I'm part of, the over 4 miles walking group. A great crowd of people. It's the people that's important, really, in
Yeah.
the groups, really. I'm trying to think of the other one.
You're not
I'm
going to
stumped
say
again.
board games.
But yes, I
Ali
suppose
looks
I've
a
got
little
to.
bit disappointed in you there.
I've got to say board games. Thank you.
So Cath thrashes me at board games every couple of weeks.
I know. That's a lie.
Brilliant.
So I get to say 3 that don't include board games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've recently started playing pickleball, which has been an amazing revelation. That's at the leisure centre. I help run Classic Cinema, which is at the Evesham Methodist Church, and I also do a more academic group, which is around history, and we meet only once a month. So that was yesterday or the day before.
Wow. That sounds really interesting. That's just such a collective, like a mix of
Yes.
bag of interests that you can, the groups that you can
I
join.
think there are 91 activity groups.
Wow. But just in Evesham?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those listening, like me, who are thinking, when I first heard of Evesham U3A, it was actually through the pickleball
Yes.
games that they started at the leisure centre, and I went along and I was so made to feel so welcome, and everyone was so friendly, and I thought, who are these guys? And how come I haven't heard about them before, and what do they do? And doing a little bit of research, I was blown away that it started in 2001, and you've got over 1,000 members.
Yes.
It's a registered charity as well, guys, and all the information is on the website, but I'm going to let Ali and Cath tell us a little bit more from their perspective as members, because Cath, you've been a member since the beginning.
Yeah, it seems that
It
just
started,
after the
we
beginning
think.
of 2002 or something I joined.
Yeah. So could you tell us, like, what's the purpose of Evesham U3A for you and to people who are looking at?
Well, originally I just felt I wanted to sort of learn different stuff because there's all sorts of educational things, or if you want to learn a language, and obviously I was interested in the singing. I should say that the conductor, the musical director of the Singing for Pleasure group, hence all the references to music, and I sing. I'm in the community choir and I sing at church, but I just wanted to learn and to get to know some people as well, because especially if you're on your own, it's difficult to go out and meet people.
Yeah.
Whereas the U3A has got everything. You just look at the list and you say, well, I would like to try that. Excuse me, I would like to try that. I want to do something I've never done before. And you can go along and go to the group, and you'll be made, excuse me, you'll be made most welcome. They're very friendly people. And if you don't like it, well, you say, well, it's not for me, and just try something else. So it's a variety of things that you can go to. You can play, all sorts of different card games, or you can do mahjong. You can do things that you're not active at. You can sit in, but it's all about the social and everything. Nearly all the groups are all met during the day, so you don't have to go out in the evening as well.
Yeah,
But
which is nice.
It is getting to know other people, especially if you've maybe moved into the area. You're a stranger, and but you're always made very welcome.
Yeah, that's how, like I said, that's how I felt when I went to the pickleball. So who can join, Ali? Who can join the Evesham U3A?
Well, it's basically anybody who's able to attend activities during the day. So obviously this will be retired people in general, but actually it's anybody who is working part-time or flexibly, or like me, who is disabled and therefore not actually committed to a 9-to-5 routine. Also people who've, their family has grown up and they're looking for social activities.
And does it cost to be a member of Evesham?
Yes, it's £12 per year.
That's not a lot at all, is it?
And then we pay per session for some of these activities because they're in a hall and we have to pay the rent. But that's it, basically.
And I think it's really key what you said there, Cath, as well, about, if you've moved to the area, or if you're in that situation where you want to socialise. How do you do that? Sometimes it's really difficult, isn't it? Because you can go out and go and sit in a coffee shop, but it doesn't mean you're going to make friends, does it? It can be difficult. So having this as a place to meet new people, and because there's a lot of, 1,000 members. So there's a lot of people. You've made a lot of friends.
Yes.
When I finished work, I was looking for obviously some purpose and some structure, and I found out about U3A, and I only joined one group. I joined the classic cinema and immediately met people who, like me, watch particular channels on the television which have all the old movies, and it was like finding my home. It was lovely.
Oh, that's really nice. And do you come from Evesham as well?
No, I'm from Mid Wales and Cath.
Guess where? I'm from the west coast of Scotland, so not born and bred here, but I came down in 91. So, but Evesham's my home now, really. So.
And actually, there are U3As all around the country, and each one is run individually. Locally, obviously, we're here to talk about Evesham, but there's U3A in Pershore and Winchcombe and Camden. Ulster, Malverns.
So they're around the UK then? It's a nationwide. So if you move into an area and you want to make friends, I think, or to take an interest, learn something like you say, I think that's really cool that you can learn a language as well. You can go to Latin lessons.
And because there are so many members, there are also online courses that you can do, or online meetings you can attend, like book clubs and poetry and things that you do with other people who maybe you don't know locally, but you're able to do it online.
So it gives the flexibility, doesn't it? Which I think when you're retired, or you're stepping back and you're taking things a bit slower, you want the flexibility in life, don't you? Like I said, with it, if you're going through a phase, if you've got a disability, or you don't want the commitment of being committed to having to attend something every week. And is that the flexibility you feel that Evesham U3A groups do?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's volunteer run, so obviously we try and be courteous and say, I'm sorry, I can't come this time. But because it is all volunteers and we all understand everyone else's needs, as Cath says, it's sociable and friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are very active, if you're an active person, there's still lots of activities, if you know. So you've got walks over 4 miles, and you've got badminton, and you've got all the physical. There's walking cricket, I believe, which I might try.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I play walking cricket, and it's not actually a U3A group, but we support it. And we play with coaches from Worcestershire cricket, and we play against teams around the whole country. But also we have this weekly session on a Tuesday where we play walking cricket at Wallace House.
Excellent.
I'm seriously thinking about that one. I thought that might be quite fun rather than me jumping about, because you get country dancing as well.
Yes.
You get
wow!
That's really fun as well.
So. It's excellent that you can dip your toe in these activities as well, can't you? And see if it's for you. See if you like it.
Yes.
Well, And some of the social groups, there's an excellent sort of brunch group every month where people will meet all together in a particular cafe. And then there is a concert group where they actually attend concerts in Birmingham in the evening. But one of the organisers has dealt with all the arrangements, the coaches, the tickets and all of that stuff.
Yes, that's great.
I was just going to ask actually who organises and how all these groups managed. There's coordinators, I suppose, like you, Cath, isn't there? You're a coordinator for the choir.
Just for the monthly meetings. I am
But you're the coordinator for the group that is singing for pleasure.
I'm what they call the group leader.
For the choir?
For the choir. So you've got all the group, for every group, you've got a leader who maybe has it in their home. Sometimes it's people that have had experience in, especially if they're a French teacher or something, and they want to expand, like people know how to speak French sort of thing. So they'll take on a group. So that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they use their expertise in sharing their passion for whatever it is.
So there's art as well. I've seen on the list there were art classes, wasn't there? So there's something for creative people and and I think there's web and design as well, isn't there, Ali? Is that is it?
Well, we really do want people who are interested in web design, because at the moment there's two of us who lead that, myself and Francis, and then we've got about 20 or 30 people from the groups. So a group leader like Cath might help us with the website, or one of her members might help us.
Yeah.
But it's...
So they can learn new skills.
Very much so. And the group leader is obviously there bringing their own vision to how they want to do it. But there's a lot of room for other members to help. I'm in a history group, and we need a group leader to organise everything. But each month, one of us will come forward and prepare a lecture, for example, which takes a huge amount of effort.
Yeah.
But that's the way that particular group is run.
Yeah, that's really
And
good.
the walks over 4 miles, I can only sort of speak about a couple of groups, the few groups that I'm in, but the walks over 4 miles was led by a couple who were brilliant. But they've been doing it for a number of years, and now other people in the group are going to plan a walk. So it takes a bit of the burden. So, but again, a lot of preparations put into any of the groups really, because they have to go out and check out the route, make sure that it's safe for everybody. A week or so, make sure that if it's been raining, they've got to check it all out. So there's a lot of background work goes on, and it's the same with the choir. It's there's a lot of preparation. So.
But it can be it's rewarding as well, isn't it?
It's great fun. Yes, it's all about fun, really. Yeah, it's all about fun.
It isn't a job to do it. It's pulling together people, isn't it?
That's right.
To share an experience.
That's it.
And I think, like you say, sharing your skills as well. Is really important.
And people who've maybe retired teachers, or people who have had an interest, and they want to share, like bird watching and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's great for them because they're keeping on their interest and their passion. Keeping the brain active as well as the body.
We mentioned how it's run. People like Cath have stepped forward to become committee members, and that's one of the things that you'll find is people with those kind of organisational skills who've maybe retired. They find a place because they're able to continue with those skills and that appreciation for how an organisation runs, and their treasurer and secretary and GDPR and all of these things that we need to be very mindful of. People like Cath run that, and we're always looking for more people who maybe are looking for a purpose like that.
Yeah, well, I wish I could retire now, because I want to come and join you guys.
Well, the thing is, we need committee members as well, because obviously you can't have 3 or 4 office bearers doing all the work,
Yes.
So you need committee members to give them a hand, that's why I joined just to help really originally.
Yes.
It was only a couple of years I've been on the committee, about 1.5 years or something, and it was just really to help out, to give another pair of hands for practical things, really.
Yeah.
So we need some committee members.
And actually, you'd be very welcome to join, because all you're committing yourself to is maybe the 1 or 2 sessions that you want to do each month, whether it's pickleball or whatever.
And that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that, haven't I? I've been
Yeah.
coming along. I haven't been able to play for a little bit, but I did come along, to play pickleball. And I was, like I said, I at first I thought, oh, is it for people who are retired, or is there an age limit that you have to be over a certain age to join? But when I attended the pickleball, I could see that actually there were people there around my age as well.
Yes.
So and since then, as you said, I've learned that it's not just for retired people. It's for part-time. If you've got the flexibility to be able to attend these events, or the activities that are happening in the time that you've got available. So I think that's great. Like I say, I wish I had more time, because I'd definitely come along to more. I want to come back to play pickleball with you all, because that was fantastic. So what would you say the most popular groups are, the social groups that you run? Are there any that you're like, we can't take any more, there's no space?
There's actually quite a lot of the groups are pretty full, but they encourage the groups, if there are a lot in, for another group to start. So, but unfortunately I can't do it with mine, because it's hard getting an accompanist. I have a brilliant accompanist, Pauline, and we couldn't do it without her. I can conduct and bring them in and help to teach them, but Pauline's my mainstay, so she's my rock. If I didn't have Pauline, we really couldn't.
Is that from All Saints, Pauline?
No.
Oh, okay.
She actually plays. She plays at the Methodist Church, but she's been with us for a long time.
What happens is, for example, if badminton becomes oversubscribed, they will start another session up, and this is what's happening with pickleball. So we have at least 2 separate pickleball sessions. The book clubs, there are 2 or 3 book clubs, and maybe 6 or 7 walking groups.
Yes.
Which some of them are based around the distance you're walking. Others are strolls, where you essentially are socialising all the way. Others are walking around with your camera and sort of based around the photography. So if it comes to the point where a group is too ungainly, we'll try and find a leader, and it will split off, and maybe it'll have a different vision in the way that the walking has different aspects to it.
Yeah. So you try not to close the groups down by numbers, but just expand it maybe.
Yes.
I think I walked past the red line we did a little TikTok on it. There was I didn't know it was a Evesham U3A group that were in there, but they were singing sea shanties.
Yes, that's a very new group.
Oh yes,
Yeah, that was very good. It was so much fun.
Yes, I think they meet Tuesdays in the red line.
Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday
afternoon.
I thought, cool, they're drinking a bit early in the red line today.
Yes, I think that's what they all go for. Really.
It was only 11 o'clock and they were on the cider.
They meet on a Wednesday afternoon.
But equally, there are jam sessions for people, guitar, bass guitar, drums, all those sort of rock guitar wannabes.
There's a band, the concert band as well,
yes,
which
yes.
is...
So
And
essentially
whoever
brass
that used to
bands
play
and
an
woodwind.
instrument, it's an ideal thing for them to join in and keep
Yeah.
jamming, really.
Yeah.
And
So
the concert band was on Channel 5 at Christmas, wasn't
that's
it?
right, they were playing at
When
Broadway.
they did like a Cotswold Christmas, they were playing the music for it, and they were featured
Excellent.
as one of the Cotswold.
Yes. So it's great.
Yeah, is it true? What did we say? How many activities do you have in total?
91 groups.
Nice.
There's 91. So that when you say groups, that's activities, is it? Or like,
Yeah.
things that you can do.
Yes.
There's activities that you can join. 90. I need to retire soon. I really do.
And what happens every year? This year it's on the 29th of October, but it's usually the first Wednesday in November. So this is Tuesday the 29th of October. There'll be an open day at All Saints Church. And there you'll be able to meet any of those groups and sign up for them. But also there'll be people there taking interest of groups that we don't have. For example, we could start a running group or, any range of other activities. And that open day is where we'll sort of gauge interest for these new things.
So people can suggest groups as well.
Yes.
So I could
Yes.
say I'd like to do a UFO club.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there one already?
We did have a group called Putting the World to Rights.
Yes.
Which, is it still going?
I'm not sure, but they're
Probably all fell out with each other.
Well, that group could get full very quickly in Evesham.
You probably have 2 or 3 groups like that.
But you see, pickleball is very new. That started only this March, and that came from somebody interested in it in the open day. The military history's only been going a couple of years. Board games, 3 or 4 years.
So the board games, you were talking about this before we started recording, that you have, is it at Wallace House?
No. It's a one of the members' houses.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just go to the house.
And everyone brings a game, or is there a theme?
Yes, you can do that, yeah.
But these are quite strategic games. Cath was talking about one where raindrops are falling, and you have
You've got to get power from the dam. You've got to build dams and get power. And yes, I was a wee bit lost because it was the first time we'd played it. In fact, our leader had just bought it and he was learning it as well. So I don't know how long it took him to set up.
Backgammon is as far as I go.
No.
Backgammon.
So there are groups for those kind of games,
Yeah.
including mahjong and card games, backgammon. But the board games are essentially these sort of Euro games like Carcassonne and Settlers, but also more complex ones like Brass, where you're a West Midlands industrialist in the 18th century and you're building your canals and your railways and those sort of things.
Wow. There's just so many. I didn't know there were so many games out there as well.
Brain numbing.
Well, it gets the old grey matter going as well,
Which
doesn't
is
it?
lovely because you get to meet new people and hear about different aspects of part of their lives. They have a social. And we have a laugh. We do have a laugh. Although sometimes I'm end in tears.
I think I need to come along to one of these game nights. I'm not very good at games, so my son's got Labyrinth, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So I do like that, actually.
Yeah.
We have been a fan of that.
Yeah.
But so are there any future plans for Evesham U3A? So you've mentioned you've got the open day that happens every year.
Yes.
And then you've got the annual concert as well, the choir.
No, it doesn't. This is just a one. It's just instead of a speaker each month at the monthly meetings, which is held on the first Wednesdays of the month in the Methodist Church.
Oh, okay. So can anyone come along to that?
Yes, everybody's welcome.
So it's the first Wednesday?
The first Wednesday of each month.
Yeah.
And they have a speaker. We usually have a speaker, or it could be just one of the members, or we bring in guest speakers.
This is very time sensitive, but next week it's the Swinging 60s.
Yeah.
As we were talking about music decades and things like that. So it's and these are speakers who've come from away, and they're professional speakers.
Yeah.
And this is all included in the £12 membership.
Well, yeah, and the open meetings are actually free for anyone.
So if you're free on a Wednesday, what time is it?
2 p.m.
2 o'clock.
The first Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
So we won't have one in November because we've got the open day in October, but in December it just happens to be that we are going to do instead of a speaker in December, we're going to do a showcase for the Singing for Pleasure group. But then there'll be more speakers starting in February, March of next year.
And I bet you guys, because you've been part of Evesham U3A for so many years, that you've seen you must see the impact it has on members when they join, maybe if they felt lonely or there's some, because the isolation or loneliness has an impact on mental health.
Yes.
So having this forum for people to come, do you think it does help people?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, indeed. Because there's something for everyone, really, even if it's to go to the cinema. Or to do something academic, like history, or learn a language, or whatever.
So even if you don't want to make friends,
yes,
you can learn something.
Yes,
It's a sort of byproduct, isn't it? Because I didn't really want to do any socialising when I left work, but I did want to keep my brain active, and so doing the cinema meant I was with like-minded people, and you just start making friends. Yeah,
because I think it's really important, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of people that we laugh about retirement. We can't wait, and actually, I think of my husband, and I think I don't know how he'd cope if he wasn't at work. because he needs to he needs to be active.
Yes.
Even on his days off, he's always active, doing something. So
Well, each of these groups, as we say, 90 odd, they are on different days, very, very set days. So,
so you
could
can
do
plan it in, can't you? Like pickleballs every Thursday.
And there's a new session on a Friday as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, almost all of mine are on Fridays, but there are things on Tuesdays.
That's right.
Yeah.
And in general,
So you can
we keep
choose
the
a day.
Wednesday. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm just saying you can choose activities
Yes.
as
It's
well.
just
that
sometimes
suit-
you've got to back off and say, "Hey, wait a minute! I can't. My first weeks and the third weeks of the month are quite busy. Maybe I'll pick something between the second and the fourth.
Yeah.
But you could be doing something every day,
Yes.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Wow.
If you could afford it.
Yeah. You'd need a PA to organise you to get to these.
I mean, some of the groups don't charge. Some groups it's 50p or something. But other ones they've obviously got to pay for if they're having to hire a hall or anything like that. But the,
Because I know
the charges are very
pickleball was
low.
only £5.
Yes.
It wasn't,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't a lot of money.
And then, I mean, what we haven't mentioned is the crafting groups and things.
That's
so,
right,
So as
yes.
well as art, there's all range of needlework and fabrication of quilts and
Yes,
all the
quilt.
Crochet.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. There's all that, and anybody that wanted to come along to the open day, they've got tables where they'll show all some of their
What
the
they've been
examples.
doing.
Yes, and you meet some of the group leaders. You meet some of the members of the group as well. They'll be at because the tables will be out for every
that's
every
good.
group.
Yeah, no,
So
that's
you can
wonderful.
chat to the people that are in the group.
Yeah. No, I think it's a wonderful group, and I'm really pleased that I've learnt more about Evesham U3A, and I hope that I'll be able to come back to pickleball and
Yes.
play, and eventually join in some more of these activities, because there's so many to choose
You obviously
from.
enjoyed pickleball.
I
That's one
love
of the
pickleball. Yeah, pickleball's really good fun.
And it's just a new group, isn't it? It's just
Yes.
as
Yeah.
Ali said, just started this year, so that's obviously taken off
Yeah.
amazingly.
Yeah,
and that was
well-
suggested. You see, that was just a suggestion at the open day last year. Somebody came in and said, "What is this?"
So it's one of the members that suggested it. So it's really nice that you can have an impact as a member as well,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
it? That you
Yeah.
can. It's not rigid. This is the way things are. It's
Very
you
much so.
you can add things to the group of interests as well, which is really good. Pickleball was really good for me because I've got mobility issues as well, and I have scoliosis and arthritis. So tennis or anything like that is too
strenuous.
much.
Uh-huh.
But pickleball I found was really, really good, and a nice way to get fit. But also, like I said, I did meet some lovely people, and it was a giggle as well. There was no
Oh,
pressure,
yes.
and it
Oh,
wasn't
yes.
too competitive. Although Ali is a little bit competitive.
Oh yes, it's very. With that at the board games.
I was glad I was on his team once. I was like, thank God, I'm on his team. I don't want to be against him.
It's because I always lose.
So, how do people, if they can come along to the open day on the Wednesday, but if they can also check them out online, can't they, Ali?
Yes, so please search for U3A Evesham. You'll find our website with very clear instructions for how to join or how to attend the meetings that we've been talking about. We also have a Facebook group. Again, please search on Facebook for U3A Evesham. And if you're not in Evesham, then try the same search, but for the town or village you're in.
No, and I should have mentioned actually, I don't know if you do this for all the groups that you're in, but for the pickleball, we were put into a WhatsApp group,
Yes,
which is really useful because it's a really good way of communicating, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's happening, or
well, and that becomes the other side of the social thing. So you're not just meeting, you've also got this sort of online group going on. Obviously, not everyone will be using the internet in that way. Some people we have to still contact by phone and make other arrangements for. But yes, most of the groups have this extra social channel in particular.
Yeah, no, that's really good. So they can find you on the website, they can find you on Facebook, and
Come and meet us
and
on the 29th of October at 12:30 at All Saints Church,
yeah,
please.
and we'll put all these links into the posts as well, and we'll be sharing this out on our platform for you. And I'm really grateful that you guys come in today, because Evesham we thought was going to be flooded. I didn't even think Ali was going to get here, to be honest.
I walked.
That's a wise decision. You might need wellies on your way home.
All right.
So no, I think it's really good that there's this platform out there for people in Evesham. I'm hoping if you're listening and you haven't heard of Evesham U3A, but maybe you've been inspired by some of the groups that you've heard about, whether it's the bird watching, badminton, learning an art or craft, or joining the choir if there's spaces, Cath. Not at the moment.
There's a wait. It'll be waiting list though, but
there's
I do
a waiting
contact
list.
them. Yeah.
But we can come and watch you in the choir.
Yes.
So
on December, Wednesday, the first Wednesday in December.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Plug in.
Yeah, you've got to get it. You've got to plug away. That's great. So thank you, Ali. Thank you, Cath, for joining us today, and thank you to our listeners. Please don't forget to share the podcast for us and tell your friends if you've heard this. If you're listening, then please do share, because that's how we grow and that's how we keep doing what we're doing. Thank you to Howden's Insurance on Evesham High Street for supporting this podcast, and again to all our subscribers that follow us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.